Hello. So, as I speak to you about this, may it be channel, as a channel for God, for the awareness that we all share, and for the one that created all that has been created. May it come from my superconscious rather than my conscious mind. May it come from divinity rather than rationality, and from love rather than fear, and God rather than ego. So something I was thinking about today while I was helping my host family at the Panaderia here in Xela, Guatemala, where I'm currently living, I was repeating to myself over and over the assignment for today, day 38, I believe, in A Course in Miracles, which is, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. And I was repeating that and intermingling it along with some Neville Goddard teachings that I've been thinking of lately as I listen to him and read the complete works of Neville Goddard. And Neville Goddard, if you haven't read him, I'd highly recommend him. You can find lots of his YouTube videos. My favorites to listen to are from Audio Enlightenment, and the first book I read of his was Your Faith is Your Fortune. But he basically interprets the Bible from a mystical or metaphysical point of view, or even you could say a Joseph Campbell point of view as far as a hero's journey, in which Jesus Christ is all of us. So the Bible is the psychological story of each of our awakenings and our collective awakening. So I'm also currently reading the New Testament for the first time and reading A Course in Miracles, and Neville Goddard and the Bible and A Course in Miracles are kind of coming together in this really in a way that is going beyond rationality to experience and showing up in my dreams and allowing me to feel that I'm a channel for sharing some of these things. So hence Divinity School. So basically what I was thinking about was what we are told in the Bible, which is, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. And this is also told to us by physics, right? In the form of energy can be neither created nor destroyed. And I was also listening to an interview today with a student of Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of Autobiography of Yogi. And he was talking about how whenever we have a thought, that thought isn't ours. It's part of the universal mind, and we're just channels that those thoughts come through. And to me, that really relates to this thought that I had earlier about how, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. Energy can be neither created nor destroyed, or as Neville Goddard would say, creation is over. Creation is done. And so, right, that to me links with this idea of we don't have these thoughts, we're just channels of them. In the same way as, so we're told you create your own life. And to an extent, that's true. It's one way of wording it, but I think a better way of saying it maybe would be you become aware of your own life. Because creation is already finished. Within the universal mind or awareness, God, the collective divine imagination of which we all have access to because it's indivisible. So we're all fully God consciousness, each one of us. This doesn't rationally seem to make sense, but one day we'll all wake up and we'll see that that's true. So when we have an experience in our life, when something becomes part of our awareness, I don't think it's so much as we create it, because it's already been created. every possibility must exist right now, because we know that creation is finished. We know that energy can be neither created nor destroyed. It just is. We know that as it was in the beginning, is now and never shall be. And so what inspired me about this as I was working at the Panaderia, you know, just sort of going into a meditative state, I guess, as I was, they call it cleaning the el pan, the cookies, is, you know, we get in this fearful state where we wonder, could that happen? You know, will I be able to create it? Once we realize we create our reality, it's like, okay, so I have to create this, and will I be able to? And I'm scared it's not going to happen. But the truth is that it's already happened. Not even it's already happened, or it's already happened, it is happening now, and it is always happening. Every possibility must exist in the infinite mind. And so it's not so much that you have to create anything. It's just you experience that by becoming aware of it. Another way to think of it is like, so everything already is in the great fecund, maybe, fecundity of divine imagination. And for you to make it manifest, it's more like you just shine a light on it. You shine the light of your awareness on it, and then you become a channel for that. So it's not so much like you're creating it as you are a channel through which that comes. Or another way to think of it is, you're maybe, you plug into that, and then that electricity manifests through you as light, the light of your awareness. But there's another part of this that is important when it comes to experiencing things, and it's not just thoughts, it's feelings, it's emotion. And so I was thinking about this as well, because I think we know that God is love, or we are told this. I mean, this has been really amazing for me as I'm reading, Neville Goddard, who was this mystic born in 1905, who was mostly speaking in like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And then, of course, in Miracles, which was published in the 1970s. And then, the Bible, which apparently was written almost 2,000 years ago. And then Joe Dispenza is another one, a modern day mystic, I guess you could call him. He formerly a chiropractor, but also very, very into neurological research. And everyone is saying the same thing, and I'm sure that every one of the great religions is saying this on some level. God is love. So perhaps that's how we know. So it's not enough to just think about something. That's like getting anything that can show up in our imagination is we'll just say is, because our imagination, our awareness is God. But if we want to experience it in the dream of our outer world, if we want to project it into our outer world, there has to be emotion attached to that. And I think that emotion is love. And that doesn't just mean that that love can only create good things. I think that when we love something, there's no doubt to us that it exists. There's no doubt to us that it's something that we're experiencing. We can't love things that aren't real to us. So what I'm trying to say is, if there's something that you want to experience, You don't need to be afraid that it's not possible, that that's not going to happen, or that you can't create that, because it's already been created, especially if you've imagined it, if you even sense the possibility. But even if you haven't sensed it yet, everything has already been created. Creation is done. So it's more like there's no fear that that possibility isn't already existing, and you want to experience it. So you put your awareness on it, you think of it. But then if you really want to make it manifest, you have to add that emotional charge. You have to love it. And we can love good things and bad things. Really, anything that's showing up in our outer world are things that we have loved. Our outer world is just the mirror for our inner reality. Our outer world is the dream that we, the dreamer, are loving into projection, loving into dreaming. And so that perhaps love is really the electricity that brings that which we are aware of to life. And so I just wanted to share this because it was something that came to me today. Like, you don't need to be afraid that, can this happen or can't it happen? Is this possible or isn't it possible? Creation is finished. As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. Energy can be neither created nor destroyed. Everything, all infinite possibilities must exist in the one infinite mind. And so all we're doing is becoming aware of whatever aspect of creation we are asking to experience. And the possibilities are infinite, and they're all there. It's just shining the light of your awareness and then worshiping with love, because that is how we were brought into the world. God so loved us. That is how every idea is made manifest. That is life. I think love must be synonymous with life, and to bring things to life, we must love them. So there are my thoughts for today. And again, I hope that this was coming straight from God and straight from this channel I am, to the channel you are, to the one divine source, from the one divine source that we are all channeling.